Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to another video. As you can tell by the thumbnail, this is not an air-driven egg separator for when you want to breed egg scatterers, specifically those that lay non-adhesive eggs. But it is the reason why this video is being divided into two parts. I need to get this built and installed, and actually when you're watching this video, most likely if you're watching it Friday morning, I'll be in the process of doing that. And the reason for the rush on this is going on the aquarium. I put up a video a little while ago that was entitled My Worst COVID Tank, and I had cleaned that up. Well, now they want that actually up and running because they want to open up soon. And actually this kind of ties into a bunch of videos I've been doing recently. First off, they want it set up quickly, and I have done a little bit on how to cycle tanks or get the tanks ready, and this is going to make it a lot simpler for that to happen because I've installed an underground filter that's going to go below this, and then it's going to feed up into here, and this is going to be a rather large high humidity planter, and that is going to help keep the tank a lot more stable. Now the reason why I can't really have any plants in the tank itself is they've chosen to have some large African cichlids, and also they're picking all the decor that's going to go in the tank, so I can't really find room really for anything else. So those two reasons means I need to have a section where there are going to be plants so I can maintain at least a reasonably stable environment, because there's an awful lot of light in this area. So I need to get this built and installed, and there'll definitely be a video coming up showing you the progress on that as well. But like I said, I had to do this, and this is now Thursday. It's been actually quite busy because I actually have another install I have to do on Friday as well. And like I said, there just wasn't any time to complete the egg separator. So while you watch me finish this welding, I want to do a shout out, and that is to Blake's Aquatics. This is where I got the idea for the egg separator. He did a DIY project where he put one together, and I actually really liked the idea of it. It was really cool. And also on top of that, he has a great channel. Definitely just go check it out. He does a lot of DIY and how-to videos on fish and plants and all kinds of stuff, so it's definitely worth a look. So I'll leave a link to that below, and I'm going to do a different take on this because I want this to fit in pretty much every aquarium that I have, because depending on what I'm doing, I don't necessarily want to disturb an aquarium every time I put something together. So this will allow me to set this in here, get everything working properly, and then leave it and let the fish get accustomed to it. And then of course the whole concept of this is I can remove the eggs without having to disturb all the stuff that's in the aquarium. I really like that concept. I really don't like disturbing fish any more than I have to. So that's how that's all going to tie in again for things I like to do, and of course it's a DIY project. So the reason why I'm showing you this a little bit here is this is going to be the back where the airlines are going to come in, and it doesn't need to be that precise. So all I did is just laid it inside, marked a couple of holes, and then you can see the slits in the back there. I just drilled 2 holes and then ran it on the table saw and cleaned that up. So there you go. This is done. I'm going to install this on like Friday. When you're watching this video, most likely I am putting this together. So it's all set and ready to go, and it should do really good. I mean, I have no hesitation whatsoever putting these on any of my tanks, but this is going to be the first high humidity planter of this size that I'm going to be putting on a client's tank. So we'll see how it holds up in an environment where I can't have control over something all the time. So let's get on to the egg separator. Now, a funny thought occurred to me when I started putting this one together. I build an awful lot of boxes. I mean, not just this sort of thing, but every aquarium's a box. A lot of the stands are at least box-like, and same for the canopies. A lot of filtration systems, especially sumps, they're all boxes. I suspect if I added it all up over the years, I don't think I really want to know what the number is, but it's going to be a really high one. When I started putting this together, I wanted it to have a couple of features. First off, I wanted it to be both large enough and small enough that it can fit in all my aquariums, and then of course occupy as much of the bottom as possible, so that the fish should gradually just think of this as part of the furniture and then get comfortable around it and then of course do their thing. Now that means it has to fit in the smallest of my tanks, which are 12 by 12, but a little bit narrower than that once you take the glass into account and all that sort of stuff. So that's the size. Now it'll obviously fit in the larger ones quite easily. And I want it to still be big enough that they notice it and use it. And of course I'd have to get a lot of the rest of the tank empty. So that's the reason for the footprint. I left the height quite high, probably not really necessary, but I've never made one of these before, so I wanted to make sure there was a good slope for where the eggs can go down and go to the collector. And I figured 4 inches was a good amount. It's about a third of the depth of the tank, so that should be fine. And then the other thing, I agonized over this for quite some time, how to collect the eggs. As you'll see in a few minutes, I decided to go with a ramp. So you can't quite imagine it yet, but you will shortly. There's going to be a grid system on the top of this, which I'm going to probably put in marbles and java moss and that sort of stuff. And there's going to be slits or holes. I haven't decided yet. And that's going to go down into a section below, which is going to have a slope to it. And that slope will feed the eggs to one end of this, where there's going to be a tower. And that tower will have a couple lift stacks in it, and it'll create the current that will suck them from the bottom up into a large hopper area, which will have a sufficient enough volume that the current won't really matter much anymore. And just to be on the safe side, I'll probably put a screen of some kind there as well. And then once they settle out into that, I can take any kind of siphon or baster or whatever and remove them and put them wherever I want to hatch them out. So the whole purpose of this is to set up something semi-permanent that won't disturb the adults from breeding. They will just end up doing their thing, and I will, in one section of the aquarium, just be using, like I said, something simple to remove eggs that won't be disturbing how this looks or anything else. And that's the general principle. And my apologies for not being able to get this completely done, but I will have it hooked up and done probably for the weekend. And then of course I can test it out a little bit, and then next Wednesday I'll put up a video showing you at least in operation, and hopefully if the fish cooperate I will also show you it being successful, but we will see. So here it is with the sheet I cut for the ramp, and as you can see it fits in relatively snugly, so I won't lose any eggs down the sides, but I want it to be removable so I can obviously clean this sort of thing. And where I place my finger there is going to be how far down it goes. I just have to cut that shorter, and then that little piece to the right now is just there to show you the size of the collector, and this is going to be the slope. Now there's going to be a grid above this of course, and all that stuff I'll get to. But as I was starting to cut this, I realized I was getting a little tired because I had made a couple mistakes here, and I spotted them fortunately before I did any cutting. So I didn't want to continue this and make a mistake on it, so I am going to leave that for another day. So thanks for your patience on this. I will get this up and running, and hopefully next Wednesday I'll have a video for that, and hopefully a successful video. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.